deciding on your wrestling like identity? How did you stumble upon what you're working with now?
Well, before the wrestling took place, I joined the wrestling school, the UWE, United Wrestling Entertainment Academy out of Alexandria. I joined them in 2021, but 2019, there's this stuff on Facebook, and I know a lot of people know about it, but a lot of people don't. They're called eFeds. They're promo groups. So it's basically wrestling without the wrestling. You just get on there and talk trash to each other in character. You come up with a character, and the other guy will come up with a character, and I'll talk trash about him, he'll talk trash about me, and then they have judges that judge these matches, right?
Yeah.
And whoever wins those matches, they can go and they have title belts and all that kind of stuff, but there's no real physical wrestling, because some of these people, like I've promoted against guys in Germany and all over the world, because it's all through Facebook or social media in general. But while I was doing that, I came up with the Ricka Wildly character. And it was one of those things, I was like, I'm a huge D&D fan. Always have been.
All right.
And my character in D&D was Ricochet. And my actual middle name is Lee. And I was originally going to be Ricka the Wild Card Lee. But as I was getting into the wrestling stuff and building this gimmick and all of that, I went and I put this out to every wrestler that is coming up on the indies or really anything. Do your research, because once I started looking up all the different people out there with similar names to that, because I wanted to try to be original as possible. In wrestling, everything's been done, but there's a million different wild cards out there. Every other person is a wild card something. So I was like, well, I'm going to scrap that idea. And that's why it ended up just becoming Ricka Wild Lee. And that's how that was born.
Interesting. I like that. It's nice and detailed. I didn't know that there was wrestling without wrestling in it.
Well, there's so many different aspects to pro wrestling as a whole. If there's people that come up that can wrestle really good, but can't talk on a mic to save their life. And then there's people who have the verbal skill out this world, but can't wrestle at all. Barely can get by in a match. But it's very few that can kind of do both good, or decent. And luckily, I learned how to promo and learned how to talk without stumbling over my words, being able to just fluently talk without, kind of like in a match, having to think about the next thing I'm going to say. And as I got into the actual wrestling stuff and started training to get